Welcome back to the Regal Eagle podcast. I'm back here with the Midway Monster, my man Jeff. We're in the
So,
building today.
uh,
Got four topics going on. I'm your host, Dennis, aka aka Sniper, aka Sir Dookie, all that. Uh, but yeah, man.
uh,
So Jeff, how you been?
I'm good. I'm good. Dennis, how you doing, man?
I see you got that young man sitting behind you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I
Yeah,
had to
what
switch it
you-
up a little bit, kind of,
oh yeah.
update a little something.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Hmm.
So, like I said, this is the Regal Eagle podcast. Feel free to like and subscribe to the podcast if you're on. If not, tell all your friends about it, friends and family. Try to get these viewers up. Try to get these followers up, and
Absolutely,
that's right.
absolutely.
So, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and what's it we're gonna do? We're gonna get into the first topic of the day. And the first topic of today is which teams will top their divisions in the NFC. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start with, let me pull up the ESPN real quick. All right. So, we're going to start with the NFC North. You got
Hmm.
the Vikings, Detroit, Green Bay, and Chi Town.
Yes,
Your
sir.
peoples.
Yes, sir.
All right. So Jeff,
Yeah.
tell me what you got on the NFC North. Who's gonna top it? Rank them one, two, three, and four.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna start with number four. Um, I'm gonna say this year because of the Aaron Rodgers situation. And Jordan Love being a big question mark coming out of Green Bay. It's just not, we don't really know much about the young man. I'm not trying to, throw him under the bus out the gate, but I'm gonna have to say Green Bay number four.
Okay.
Um, and believe it or not, after that, I know they had a nice 13 win season last year with up in Minnesota. But there's still a lot of questions up there. Dalvin, there's a lot of unhappy players up there. I'm hearing on both sides of the ball.
Me
I just
too.
think
I heard that too.
Yeah, I just think it's going to be a tumultuous season up there in Minnesota, man. And I'm going to have to go with the Vikings at number three.
Mm.
And with all due respect, I like what Detroit is doing. I like the energy and I like the improvements that they made. And they had a very good draft. And I respect that, but I'm going to have to put them at number two and my Midway Monsters at number one, man.
Ooh. Okay. So
Yes,
you got the
sir.
Bears coming up top, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got the Bears being a surprise, man. The schedule's fairly decent.
Huh.
It's a winnable schedule. It's a favorable schedule in my eyes on paper.
Okay.
I like the way that they addressed the draft. Ryan Poles did pretty good. He surprised a lot of people with the number one pick, but I think it was a damn good number one pick. Um, and I'm just looking to see how these guys are going to mesh together and gel together. I think he addressed both sides of the ball on defense with Javon Dexter out of Florida, Pickens, some of the guys that they brought over in free agency.
Mm-hmm.
I like our chances, man. I like the direction that Justin's going to go with all the new weapons that he got, especially bringing over DJ Moore. We can't forget this kid Scott out of Cincinnati. Him with Darnell Mooney. Oh man, it's just weapons all over the place for Justin now. They just protect this guy. I think that the sky's the limit for him this year. I think
Okay.
they're gonna shock a lot of people this year.
All right. So we got my main man Michi checking in. What's
Okay,
going
what's
on,
going
Michi?
on,
What's
Mitch?
happening?
What's going on? All right, y'all.
All right.
What's
So
happening?
I was saying we was talking about what teams are gonna top the division on the NFC. So
Okay.
Jeff gave us the rundown. Jeff said on the NFC North, he said he's looking at Green Bay being from worst to the best.
Oh wow.
Green
Wait,
Bay,
wait, wait,
yeah,
wait, wait,
Green Bay
wait.
being
From
great. Green Bay
from
being the
top
worst.
from top to four, I got them coming in four because it's just a lot of questions up in Green Bay with Jordan Love. And
So you got him at the bottom of the north.
Yeah, bottom.
yeah, man, this season, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand.
Then he said as much as
The
he hate to
Bears
say it.
under the Bears and everybody.
Oh, oh, I don't
Hey,
know. Only you can prevent forest fires. No.
yeah. Look here. We're gonna be the surprise. It's gonna be a surprise up in the north, man.
Okay.
Hey,
It's
Okay.
gonna be a nice
all right.
surprise.
Then he said, what you said, Detroit, you said?
I said, yeah. No, I had Minnesota number 3.
Oh, Minnesota number
Because
3.
Minnesota, it's a lot of things going on up in there internally. You know, and Kirk Cousins, all due respect, he's a good quarterback. But I just think that, Dalvin Cook's we don't know what he's gonna be tomorrow. Then they got some guys that's unhappy on the defensive side of the ball too. It's just a lot of question marks up there.
I will say he has a point with that Dalvin Cook situation because Cook don't want to be there, and see if he stays in NFC, he's gonna cook them, or he's gonna cook them both ways. One out of money too.
Yeah, now I don't know who he may wind up, but I just know that it's just, I don't know. They got a lot of ifs, question marks up there in Minnesota, man. I put them at 3. I don't see them getting past Detroit. Detroit's gonna be a force to be reckoned with too.
I didn't pay attention to his background screen.
Yeah,
now I see. Okay. now I understand the delusion. It makes more sense. Right, so I don't need to order the drug test. I can go ahead
and
hey, that drug. He might sit down when he pee.
Hey, that's all right. That's all right.
No. You support your team. I like it.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So
everything look good on paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. All right. So the way I see the NFC North is lined up like this. I'm gonna go from best to worst. I feel like Detroit is gonna come out on top this year. I just feel like they're going to come out on top this year. I don't think they're going to have too many hiccups because they was already good last year. Yeah, they lost Swift and everything, but I feel like the way their team's going to work out, I feel like they're going to come out top. I do feel like your man's, I think he's going to make a little bit of noise this year, only because they got him some help. So I feel like Chicago's going to be number 2.
Okay, I can
respect the Vikings are going to be number 3, only because Kirk Cousins is going to beat Kirk Cousins. He's going to cousin up, and he's going to end up being our 3rd cousins, which really ain't a relative. All right. Then on the bottom of the totem pole is going to be Green Bay. Green Bay is, they don't know what they got in him. He's not. He has no buzz on him, no nothing. The jury's about to be out on him this year. So I just feel like Jordan Love ain't going to do nothing this year. He's going to get beat up pretty bad. So I feel like I said, it's going to be Detroit, the Bears, the Vikings, then Green Bay.
I can respect that. Detroit had a pretty good draft too. They had a pretty decent draft.
All right, Macy, what you got? What you got on the NFC North?
Yeah, I think I'm still like how you talking about the Packers. I'm still wanting to see those weapons that Fields has around him because we already know he's a primetime performer. And I just want to see the chemistry that they built, through the draft and through player acquisition.
If they built it.
If they built it, right?
That's
exactly.
So
that's why I have. Yeah, everything looks good on paper. I actually have them in the 3rd in the NFC North because of that. Green Bay coming in 4th, and then I have a toss up, between Detroit and Minnesota. If that missing piece that we were just talking about, if it somehow works out, during the season, I have Minnesota coming in number 1, Detroit coming in 2.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Detroit. So the only person who got Detroit on number 3 is Jeff. Or no.
You had Detroit.
Okay.
Minnesota number 3.
Okay. So Detroit's gonna be. They're gonna be nice.
Green Bay 4.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. So let's mosey on down to the NFC South.
Here we go.
All right. We got Tampa. We got Tampa Bay, Carolina, New Orleans, and ATL, Shawty. So, Jeff, since you went first, I'm gonna go second. Makes you coming on the end. So, all right. So the way I see it, Bryce Young is gonna be all right. He's gonna be all right, but I just don't see him taking command that fast. So I feel like Atlanta's gonna. But then again, see, the toss-up right now between our number 1 is between Atlanta and the Saints. Because even though Derek Carr is now a Saint, I just feel like between him and Michael Thomas, I just feel like they're gonna do something. I can just feel it, and I understand Bijan is over there, but who's Atlanta's quarterback? Who is their quarterback?
They got David Carr.
No, Atlanta.
Oh, you talking about in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Hey, that answers your question right there.
There you go. So I feel like it's got to be like New Orleans.
Yeah.
New
Atlanta brought
Orleans.
somebody in. They brought some. Didn't they bring somebody in?
Yeah, they did. Let me
I don't know.
let me get to my normal form. Hold on a second, yo.
So
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna be
feel
honest.
like
I haven't done a lot of research on that division, other than
me neither, because that
Carolina
division gonna be
picked up,
straight
It's
trash.
irrelevant. Yeah, it's irrelevant.
Yes, they're gonna be trash. So I feel like it's
I
gonna be
know
New
Derek
Orleans.
went to New Orleans.
Yeah, but him and Michael Thomas. But if I knew who the Atlanta's quarterback was, I might be able to make a better definitive.
Atlanta Falcons quarterback.
Yeah, let's do our research on this now, because I feel like
Ritter.
I want to go Atlanta.
Desmond Ritter.
Only who?
Desmond Ritter.
Okay,
yeah.
so New Orleans,
Yeah.
Carolina, Atlanta, New Orleans, Carolina, Atlanta, and Tampa Bay, because we all know your man's washed up down there at Tampa. He threw. That's how it's gonna go.
Yeah, that's they got
How
boy
did
to
he do
replace
that?
him,
Did he play last year?
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Who, Baker?
Ritter. Did Desmond Ritter play for? Did he start games last year for Tampa?
for Atlanta.
Didn't Marcus Mariota
I mean
did.
for Atlanta. Did Ritter start games for them last year?
If he did, all I know is Marcus Mariota. He's our backup now, so I don't know. Again, every time Atlanta play, I hope they lose. I want this whole city to crumble, especially on sports. With the exception of baseball, I do like the baseball team.
Yeah.
Hate to say it, but I do. All right, Misha, what you got?
I'm gonna put I think I'm gonna go the same way you're going with the Saints, just because they're a more composed team. Rivera, he's really good at quarterback development, or shall I say, exploiting their talents that they already have. So Bryce Young, if he's gonna do something, it won't be until week 8, 9, 10, something like that. So I have them, in second place, and then you got the shit show down there in Atlanta and Tampa Bay. I don't think they'll be much of factors this year. So I got the Saints 1, Carolina 2, Atlanta 3, and Tampa Bay 4.
All right.
Mine would pretty much have to be the same way. I had to, because of David Carr in New Orleans.
Yeah.
David might have a little chip on his shoulder. So I would have to say them number one.
They have some weapons. They did good in play. He's the most polished quarterback in the entire division. So
yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, okay, you look at all the QBs in the division. You got Baker Mayfield, Bryce Young, Derek Carr, and then this Ritter guy.
Baker Mayfield, to me, you don't know what you're gonna get from week to week.
Right.
Baker's gonna cook up the joint. He's gonna bake he's gonna be the Baker man. That joker ain't doing nothing but baking cakes. He's not gonna be, as much as he's overhyped. That man is so overhyped it is a shame. I mean, it's a stone cold shame.
Is he gonna play the full season?
We don't know that. But he reminds you. He had the same hype as the
with
other
a beer or without a beer.
He has the same hype that Manziel had. So some reason he's carrying it a little bit longer than Johnny carried it.
Yeah,
but he has the same overrated hype that Manziel had.
Yeah,
exactly.
I had to agree with you 100% right there.
Exactly. And I don't know why. All because he got a commercial with saying that he live in the stadium. Not no more. He don't live in the stadium no more.
Yeah,
get out of here.
Hey Dennis, for the record, I would have to ditto your pick, man, the same way.
Same way.
New Orleans, Carolina.
Yep.
Probably a toss up between Atlanta and Tampa Bay for 3 and 4.
Oh yeah.
All right. So question: How many games do you think it's going to take before Bryce Young get somewhat hurt? Because then, but he's like a under. He's like joker look like he's underage behind that line.
Do you think he's catching? Back to Bryce Young. Do you think he's catching a lot of flack for his height?
Yes.
For him not to even be taking a snap yet.
Absolutely, Brad. Have you seen him in OTAs? Brad, that man looks like he's 12 years old back there.
But he come out the toughest division, one of the toughest in college football, the SEC.
I get it, but those are grown young men in college. They're grown, but they're still young men. But you got them boys been in there, and some of them boys are been in the league for a minute. They're
You
used
know
to that
what?
toughness. You know what I'm saying? Them boys are cured. Them
I'm
boys are
not
gonna go
I'm
in there
not a
and pop
Panther
them.
fan, but I'm looking forward to see what type of chip this young man gonna have on his shoulder when it comes to kickoff of the regular season.
All right, so think about this. Yeah, yes, he plays in the toughest division in college. We get it, but do you think if James Harrison was coming at him,
Mm.
how long do you think he gonna last?
Right now, Carolina better be fixing that offensive line for real, for real.
Exactly,
Okay,
exactly, exactly.
they better be
James
fixing that
Harrison coming,
offensive
he
line.
pop his ass, man. It'd be so over.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
better take a page from Ryan Poles. Okay, they got first, second, third, fourth, and fifth string offensive guys in there starting OTAs now.
Facts.
So you got to do what you got to do. If you see that right now, you got time to address it.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot. But
All
I
right,
have
so
guys coming in from everywhere.
all right, so we're gonna move along. We're gonna slide down to the NFC West because we're gonna save the East for last because we already know what the East is about. we gonna save the East for last. So the NFC West, we got San Fran, Seattle, the Rams, and Arizona. The LA Rams and Arizona. Go ahead, Jeff. What you got?
Man, you know what? I'm gonna have to say it's gonna be a toss-up between one with San Fran and Seattle. Seattle came out of nowhere. Okay, and I think they had a pretty fair draft too. Okay, I'm gonna say San Francisco number one, Seattle number two. Who we got? The Rams and who else?
The Rams and Arizona.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be Rams 3, Arizona 4.
Okay.
I think that they could be interchangeable because if Matthew Stafford don't stay healthy, if he don't play a full season, that could drop them down to the Rams being number 4. I would like to think that the other young man's gonna stay healthier.
Gino?
Not Gino, but the Kyler Murray. I mean the quarterback from the Cardinals.
Yeah, Kyler Murray.
I like to think he's on the field longer than Matthew Stafford.
I just feel like Kyler Murray. I just feel like he was good his first year, but I just feel like that man was just overrated. He was overrated too soon. I feel like he had a good chance to be a very, very good quarterback had he taken the position seriously his first few years in the game. But I feel like he just wasn't dedicated.
He came in the league kind of
studying film.
about another sport that he wanted to play. Was it
baseball?
Something like that?
Yeah, baseball. Yeah. So for me, I feel like San Fran is a strong case for number one, mainly because of the defense.
Right.
Mainly defense. On defensive side of the ball, it's mainly San Fran, hands down.
Yeah.
Okay, so number two, I'm not gonna lie, but I kind of want to say they're in a rush. They're in a race for number two. For number one, are the Rams, and I say that because they really don't. The defense is kind of trash, but if Matt Stafford comes in 100, I feel like he can give San Fran a run for the money. Given he
gotta stay healthy, man.
Given he stays healthy and they get somewhat of
how many years Stafford got in there?
I think this is third year, third or fourth year.
No, I'm talking about in the league period.
Oh, I don't know.
He got some miles on him.
Yeah, but if you look at it, out of all the quarterbacks in the NFC West, which one would you trust more? Brock Purdy, Geno Smith, or Matthew Stafford?
To be honest with you right now, Dennis, Geno Smith, to be honest with you. Based off of last season.
Okay, Geno just came back. Okay. I was about to say based off last season. Yeah. Okay, I get you. Because I was about to say like Geno Smith just got his starting position back. You're gonna put all your faith and confidence on somebody who just got it back off of 1 year?
Off the current roster, and basing these teams off what they did last year, I would have to say Geno Smith. I think those four.
All right. Well, okay. I mean, and the thing is, I can see why. I can see why people say that. I really can, and I kind of want to defend it. But if I have to go fourth quarter, 2 minutes left, who are you putting on? Geno Smith's shoulders or Matthew Stafford's shoulders?
If he's healthy, Matthew Stafford.
That's why I say I kind of want to put him above all the other quarterbacks because I'm not putting on Purdy. I'm not. I'm not putting on Trey Lance, even though everyone says Trey Lance is supposed
Who's
to be
gonna
good this
start for
year.
Frisco, man?
I don't know. I mean, according to my man Rodney, who I hope comes on, according to him, it's gonna be Trey. According to him, but then again, if it's not, see the thing about that whole thing is, if Trey comes in and he lays a stinker the first 2 games, they're gonna be calling for him. They're gonna be begging for Brock Purdy to come in. Then they're gonna be begging for the man to come in. And I just feel like, with that being said, it's like you're not giving him a fair shot. When Brock Purdy came in towards the end, yeah, he did very good. I'll give him that. Did very good. But there's a reason why you drafted Trey Lance so high, and it's a reason why he was, what is it, the
he was
Mr. whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Mr.
Yeah.
Relevant.
Yeah,
So I'm just feel like,
last pick, Mr. Irrelevant.
yeah, I feel like Trey needs to come in first. Trey needs to come in first. Brock Purdy needs to come in second. You've always been a second string quarterback. The only reason why you got playing time, or third string, and the only reason why you got playing time is because your man's was hurt. Had he not been hurt, you'd have never seen that ball. Huh?
Did you know how they did in the draft?
I don't know. I don't think they drafted a quarterback. I don't think they did. But then again, they got Sam Darnold over it too.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
So back to them. The way I see San Fran. I want to say LA as a strong compete for first, then Seattle, then Arizona. Because Arizona ain't making no noise for Kyler Murray. I don't care what they say. They better get him down somewhere. Yeah, just set him down.
Yeah, we played.
All right. So then I will top it off with the NFC East, or as we say, the NFC Beasts of the East. You got my one and only beloved Eagles.
Yeah,
you have those girls, aka Cowboys. Then you have the New York Football Giants and the Washington Commanders that finally got a whack name. So I feel like it's gonna go in order. Philly, obviously because we Philly, and obviously because we have the best rostered team in the NFC. We have the best defense in the NFC. And I could keep going if you wanted to, but again, we do not have the best special teams in the NFC. And I will give it up to those girls that Turpin is that guy on special teams. But you need more than just special teams to win the game. We have the better quarterback. Yes, we do. We have the better defense. Yes, we do. We have the better offense. Yes, we do. So with that being said, the Eagles will be number 1 on the list. And I feel like the New York Football Giants are going to surpass the Dallas Cowboys, and they will then become number 2. I feel like the Dallas Cowboys had a great season, but I feel like Dak is going to have something to prove, and he's going to, because he has something to prove, and because he's on a contract year, and because all those picks came up, and because he's going to try so hard not to do all that stuff is going to happen, and they're going to take a dramatic fall backwards. And then you have the Washington Redskins. I feel like they will be dead last in the East. Yes. Philly, Giants, Dallas, Washington, and Jeff, go ahead and plead your case.
I would have, of course, number 1 is Philadelphia in that division. But after that,
that's what's up, Metcalf. That's what's up. I like that. I like how. I'm sorry, Jeff. Sorry to cut you off. But Metcalf's one of my buddies back in the Army. I'm saying me and Metcalf did a lot of football games together back in the Army. But thanks, Metcalf, for subscribing to the podcast.
That's what's up. Yeah, of course, Philadelphia number 1. After that, it's kind of like a toss-up between Dallas. I think Dak gonna have a chip on his shoulder because of how last season ended. So I would have to say maybe Dallas number 2. And who's the starting quarterback for Washington?
We said it last week.
Heineke.
Matt Dobbs or something like that. Dobbs. Is it Heineke? Hold up.
That's what I'm saying. We played him this year too. I'm gonna say New York 3 and then Washington 4, man.
Well, Sam Howell. Sam Howell.
Oh well, New York 3,
Jacoby
then
Brissett,
Washington 4,
and then Tim DeMorat.
Yeah, mainly because Ron Rivera he's a good head coach. He gonna get the best out of them guys, but if if they don't address the quarterback situation, I mean, I don't see them doing too much damage, man.
Yeah,
You know, and I
I
think,
bet.
of course, the Giants bringing back Daniel Jones, right?
Yep, the $100 million man.
Yeah, so
But I feel like watching head coach Matt Rivera, this is gonna be his last year. Watch, they're gonna fire him this year. Just
hmm
mark my words. He will be gone at the end of the season. Trust me. Trust
I
what
can
I tell
see
you.
that. I can see
Yep.
that. Yeah.
So we got the Eagles number one,
hmm
Detroit number one, the Saints number one, and then San Fran. So out of those, I feel like the way to fall, hopefully, is Eagles go back to the NFC Championship. Hopefully, but I feel like if we do go, we're going to end up playing either. It's going to be either Detroit or San Fran, one of the two.
That's
And
what's
if out of them, it'd
gonna
probably be
shock the
San
world,
Fran.
boy. Because I'm gonna tell you right here and right now, um, it's gonna wind up being Chicago and Philadelphia.
Ooh,
Maybe your
if
guy,
it is,
maybe
if
your
it is
guy from
Jeff, we
San
got to go
Francisco.
somewhere. We got to go somewhere and watch the game.
Hey, maybe your guy from Frisco will jump on here and try to come up with a counter that.
Oh,
But I'm
you
gonna
talking
tell you this:
Rodney?
I want my guys to fly low under the radar as much as possible because they're gonna do some damage this year.
Okay.
They're gonna do some damage. I'm gonna tell you something. Remember this one fact: Darnell Wright, the number one pick, allowed 0 sacks last year on all the snaps. He did not miss a game and didn't
Okay.
allow any sacks. And he went up against guys like Will Anderson, some of the best that the SEC had to offer. Okay, and they're gonna really surprise a lot of people. Fields got weapons all over the place if you think about it. Don't forget Chase Claypool coming with that chip on the shoulder too. Now,
That's right.
I'm not
Wait,
saying
wait. Claypool pay for who now?
no, we got Chase Claypool.
Okay.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We got
Okay.
Chase Claypool. He gonna be lined up alongside Darnell Mooney, DJ Moore. We got this young kid Tyler Scott from Cincinnati, that was had the top speed thing
In the
the
combine.
combine. So I mean, he gonna have some nice weapons, man. We just got to make sure we keep him upright as much as possible. But he
And the
gonna have
opposing
some,
team has to keep him contained.
yeah,
Make him throw the ball. Because
yeah,
if you get that man and he gets outside the tackles, boy, it's gonna be ugly
yeah,
for
man.
whoever.
And
Us,
now the thing about
us
it,
too.
and I'm gonna tell you, Dennis, watch Rashawn Johnson, man, the kid that they brought out of Tennessee that was running behind BJ Robinson.
Okay.
It's a lot of noise coming out of the OTAs that he was in, that this kid is the real deal. So I
Well,
mean,
you
it's gonna be
you heard B.
exciting. He's
John's
gonna have weapons
wearing number
all over the
7.
place, huh?
You heard B. John's wearing number 7, the iconic number 7 in Atlanta. Michael
Oh
Vick
yeah,
wore number
yeah,
7.
big
7
number.
7 means a whole lot out to these boys. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting, man. I want to fly low under the radar as much as possible. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so, but I don't know. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
Sure.
moving on to the next topic. We got who will have the most interceptions between Slay, Gritty, Maddox, and Bradbury. Because they're my beloved Eagles,
Yeah, you're
I'm gonna
gonna have
have
to
to
put
put
the
it to you
most
this
control on
way.
this.
Gritty, I know you're good, but you're coming in you're coming in second string, which means you're not going to get the majority of snaps. So with that being said, everyone's going to try to steer away from Slay. So I feel like Bradbury is going to get number 1, Slay is going to get number 2, Maddox only because he's a safety, he's going to get number 4, and Gritty coming in to relieve will probably be number 3. So I feel like Bradbury, Slay, Gritty, Maddox. And I say that only because Maddox is a safety. But if Maddox comes up and starts playing a lot of middle of the field play, like coming up in the box, I feel
Mhm.
like he can get a lot more. But because those deep threats are out there, I feel like he'll stay back a lot, which in turn they'll put Gritty out there hopefully. So between Slade, Gritty, and Bradbury, I feel like Bradbury get the majority of them because, like I said, just going to try to veer away from Slade. So
Yeah.
Bradbury, Slade, Gritty, and Maddox.
Dennis, besides TJ Edwards coming over to us from y'all, who else did y'all defense? Did y'all lose anybody else on defense of significance?
I mean, yeah, we lost. Your went to Hargrave. Hargrave went to the to the Niners. We lost Edwards. We lost two other people. There were
Okay, but the core guys are still there. Plus, y'all added Jalen Carter and a few other pieces in the draft too. So
yeah.
I look for them guys
So
to be
I
effective
think
in helping y'all out from day one.
make it so bad. According to our roster, Jalen Carter is a second string guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's crazy because I feel like
Talent everywhere.
I'm so curious to know what kind of packages DeSante is gonna bring up with these boys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so curious because it's like, who do you want up front at the time? Like on third downs, like what's your package on third down? Who's coming up on third down? Who's gonna be rushing pass on third down? What side? Because it could be any side. So, like
Yeah.
obviously, I would think that the fastest person would come on the thrower's weak side, which would be his left side. But that's the person who has the most they're most confident in as far
Mm.
as on your O line. So I'm so curious to know what kind of blitz packages he's gonna dial up because they're gonna be crucial. They're gonna be crucial.
On the side, you know he was a coordinator for the Bears, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He came in there after we let Vic Fangio go, and I still don't like that move. You know, but he took the head coaching job in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Sean Desai, he was kind of new at it then, but he was very likable. The players liked him in the locker room too. It's gonna be interesting. I'll be watching out for that to see how he handled them guys too.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, man, I like the amount of the amount of waves that are be coming at these QBs this season from us, or I'm taking it back. I expect the amount of waves, the blitz packages that are going to be coming in through us should be extensive. Now, if they're not, and we're not blitzing the way we should, and we're not getting tackles and sacks like we should, I'm gonna feel some kind of way because he better start dialing up something to make us Eagles fans comfortable with his
Yeah, buddy.
play
I hope
calling
you
on
know
defense.
that Philadelphia can be just as, if not more, brutal than Chicago fan base and media base.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, it's noted and it's verified. We Philadelphia, we got the worst, the rudest youths in America. So if our kids are bad, you know we bad.
Hmm. Yeah, man.
But
I can't remember. I remember he left Chicago because the head coaching situation changed with Nagy and all of that. And then when they brought in Eberflus, of course, he brought in his own staff. But yeah, I think as far as my team, it's going to be it's going to be make or break for a few guys coaching and on the field this upcoming season.
So what about y'all on y'all's corners and safeties? Who do you think is gonna have the most interceptions on your squad?
Oh, they brought in. Well, it's kind of interesting too, Dennis, because they did pretty good in the draft, bringing in some guys. He didn't do too much as far as free agency, you know, but of course, there's Eddie Jackson, Jaquan Brisker. They brought in some guys, Tariq Stevenson, some another young man. I forgot his name, but they addressed that situation too. There's going to be a few battles from the corners and there's a couple of safety spots. Kendall Vildor, I think he may end up actually because he was a starter last year, but I think he's going to be one of the odd men out this upcoming season because of some of the talent that they brought in out the draft. It's going to be interesting, man. I think they shored it up. It's going to be very competitive. I think it's going to be competition all over the place. That's one of the good things that I'm excited about.
Yeah,
because Ryan Poles did a good job at bringing in bodies, man. And it's going to be some guys out there that's hungry and with some chips on the shoulder. It's going to be good.
yeah, and along with Gritty and Bradbury, I feel like Gritty's gonna have something to prove because he's gonna want to get those same interceptions that the boys were getting last year. So I feel like he's gonna come in hungry. And Maddox, Maddox because he sat out a few games last year, he has something to prove too. Plus he's a vet on the team. So I just but that's another reason why I feel like Maddox he'll be last only because he's slightly older and he's a safety. So well, other than that, yeah.
Did they bring any secondary guys out the draft?
We gotta since the past couple weeks I've been seeing like us address the safety position with a whole bunch of guys, but I'm not putting my faith and confidence in them outside of Maddox for right now until I see
Yeah.
something in like mini camps, someone's buzzing at mini camps, something like that. But yeah, right now, no.
They got OTAs coming up this week too.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Mace, we were saying who would have the most interceptions between Slade, Gritty, Maddox, and Bradbury, and I said Bradbury, Slade, Gritty, and Maddox. And the reason why I said that is because Bradbury is gonna be number one because most teams are gonna try to veer away from Slade. They'll test him, but they'll veer away from him. So and they'll put a lot of the weight on Bradbury. But although he's on the he was what number 2 corner last year,
Yeah.
and then Gritty comes in from the Browns, but he's coming as a second string, backing up Bradbury, and then you
Right.
got Maddox. Maddox plays safety and corner, but he plays mainly safety. So unless Maddox is playing in the middle, like close up in the middle instead of dropping back, I feel like it'll be a Maddox. He'll get the less of them, but he'll make more of an impact in the long run.
Yeah.
So I think
He'll be most effective in cover 2 defenses.
right.
So I agree with you with the Bradbury. Because Slade's becoming like old Revis Island.
Yeah. Yeah, don't know I won't throw at him.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so moving on. With DeAndre Swift being a number 1 running back, he will have more receiving touchdowns, or will he have more running touchdowns? And how many yards will he have running this season? So, Mason, since you just popped in, I'm gonna go ahead and let you take this one, unless you want to pass it off to Jeff first.
No. I still think that because of the dynamics of the offense is going to provide Hurts with that outlet. So I still think that he'll have more rushing touchdowns than receiving touchdowns, just because of the effectiveness of the receivers, the tight end core, and all this stuff. He doesn't have to rely on him as much. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to be a dual threat, even though he is. He doesn't have to be, and that'll extend plays and stuff like that for Hurts if they, how they do the math, whatever math they use. If he's catching so many, then he's not effective on X, Y, and Z plays. So they can shut down running plays or passing plays because they take him out of the equation. So I think that he sticks to his running game and utilize the receivers in the tight end core.
But see, that's another reason to me why I feel like those receiving TDs are going to play a factor. Now, do I feel like he's going to have more rushing touchdowns? Yes, but his receiving touchdowns ain't going to be too far behind him. And I say that because they're planning, they're built. They know that they're building the line for him to run the ball, which is exactly why they're going to throw the ball, because they're going to build up to stop the run. Right. So they're going to put all those big guys, all those heavy guys up front to try to push our line back. But the saying goes, the big yard is slow yard. So now you got him receiving in the backfield. So
I got a chance to see him twice a year up in Detroit playing in the North.
He killed us. Yeah,
man. He had to play more of that dual role up there, of catching the ball out the backfield and running the ball, but over in Philadelphia, of course, there's more weapons there. So I have to agree that, I think he'll have more rushing touchdowns than catching them out the backfield, because he's not going to have to do too much of that.
Right.
All over the place in Philadelphia.
Yeah. That's why I say he's able to do it, but I don't think that with the the scheme that they're putting together, I don't think that that'll have to be the role that he has to take right away. You know what I mean? In Philly.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, as far as yards, he'll have an over 1,000 yard season guaranteed on the ground. I feel like he'll have over 1,000 yards
combined.
Maybe, huh?
You say on the ground?
1,000 rushing.
Yeah,
rushing. Okay. Yeah.
And I feel like he'll break that game.
I gotta look at the Eagles' schedule. How's our schedule this year?
Our schedule?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Our schedule?
Yeah.
12-5, 13-4. It's not too bad. After the back end of the season, weeks 8 through 17 is the primetime players. So
gauntlet.
Gauntlet.
It's a gauntlet, but when we come with the Bible, we better be well rested.
Enough to do that, and I think that because all the weapons that they got, other teams got to, it's very possible for him to get that and then some.
Hey, look, when is Kansas City's bye week? When's their bye week?
Oh,
I don't know that.
Anybody know?
Hold on.
And the reason why I say that is because if their bye week is before ours, they'll be
Week
rested.
10. Yeah, they week 10.
So what after us, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they're gonna need it.
Yeah.
Be lumped up.
Yeah, that's after us because
I'm
we
glad
take out.
I was gonna say I'm glad my guys. We played Kansas City early in the season. Kansas City usually get hot, real hot late in the season.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of vulnerable early in the season. They ain't making no predictions. It's still early, but I like the fact that we, since they're on the schedule, we do have them early in the season.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'd rather have them early too.
It looks like they take them both at the same time, and then we play each other after the bye week.
Wait, us?
Hold on.
Oh, what? They're gonna be rested.
The same bye week as Kansas City.
Yeah.
Oh, we do.
So y'all back.
Oh boy, that's gonna be.
Both of our bye weeks at weeks 10, and then we play each other on week 11, the 20th of November.
Man,
so we both will be fully rested.
That is going to be.
That's going to be a barn burner.
Highly watched game. Why?
Like Sunday night football, or Monday night, Sunday night, or Monday night.
Monday night.
Everybody's rested.
And you remember last week when we was talking about it? I think that's one thing that we overlooked when we were talking about it last week on the podcast. So hopefully we got somebody, some people from last week that liked and subscribed, and they're looking at it this time, and hopefully they be able to remember. Last week we talked about that. And that was one thing that we left out.
Mm-hmm. Man, I'm talking about both teams gonna be rested. Yeah, both teams should hopefully have everybody.
Getting to the latter end of the season.
Going.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
Hey, guess what? We midway through. What we gonna do?
Yeah,
all that. Man.
Not jumping the gun too much here, but we got Carolina the chance to see Bryce Young them on Thursday night in prime time. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
You looking for a prime time Bryce Young?
Hey. It's a league of professionals.
I ain't gonna lie. I hope the Bears do very well this season. I ain't gonna lie, Jeff, because I don't want to see you down all day at work.
Dennis. Hey, we are due.
I don't want to see
y'all been due. Y'all been due. Y'all been due a long time.
Hey, look, ever since the double doink, I've had like a small headache.
Right. Well, let me tell you. I told you, man, so what happened was I was at work, right? This dude was like, he bet me $50 that the Eagles would lose against somebody. And I was like, all right, but we won like that year. So I was like, all right, cool. So he came to work the next day, pissed, wouldn't talk to me, wouldn't say a word to me, nothing. But the motherfucker still owed me money. So as much as you don't want to talk to me, you're gonna have to see me before we get up before we skedaddle up out of here. So he's all mad, all upset. So then maybe an hour before work ended, he walks to me and says, "Hey, man, I'm sorry, man. I'm just so pissed." I was like, "Okay, it's all right, but you know what I'm saying, you just need to pay me." He's like, "So, hey, how about this?" I said, "What's up?" He said, "How about double or nothing?" Well, because now we're playing his team, the Bears. I was like, "All right." I'm thinking it ain't like you gave me the money anyway, so it ain't like I got it in my hand. It ain't like I need it right now. But guess what? If I lose, then you just get your money back. It'll be just like me walking away with nothing. We bet for free.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, when they went to kick that ball, I looked. I was like, doink, doink. They were like, no. I said, oh, he got to come see me.
Good.
Now, double or nothing means now you owe me $100.
Yeah.
I instantly ran into my bedroom, dived in the bed, and put the pillow over my head, face down. My wife was like, "Are you serious?" She just couldn't understand it. I was like, "Turn the light back off and please exit the room, man."
Silly rabbit tricks are for kids.
Man. That was crazy. But I'm gonna tell you, if that field goal would have, the funny part is, y'all called a timeout, and right when he called a timeout, that first field goal went through. And I was like, now watch. I told my wife, I said, now watch him miss the next one. And it's exactly what he did. He doubled on it.
Man. But,
that was still sting, bro.
I know it do. Doink, doink. Well, bruh, I came to work that next day. When I tell you he avoided me at all costs, then at the end of the day, he finally walk up. He walk up with $50. I said, what's this? He said, what you mean? I said, bro, you said double or nothing. That means you already owe me $50, so you owe me that plus another $50. Like I need $100 from you. he tried to act like he really didn't understand what a double nothing was.
That was a painful morning for him.
I said, well, I'm sorry, but you made a bet that you should have made. So this how it works. Double nothing is this. I need this much money. So before you leave, you need to run up to the ATM machine and come back with the rest of my money. Yeah, he left, but he came back the next day. He gave me another 50, but he was like, man, I'm sorry. I said, no, don't be sorry. Just gonna understand, man. Like other people that I know, you'd have got lumped up by now for 50 bucks. I said, and they've been sad because you made a bet that you didn't understand. But yeah,
don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. Hope be careful.
He was humble. He was humble. That's what that was.
Yeah, he was humble quick.
That's why I try to. One thing my team has taught me is to keep my feet on the ground. I'm telling you, the past few years, stay humble.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah. So in other words, you used to losing.
Hey, it is what it is. We haven't won in quite some time. You know what I'm saying? We have not won. That's why, the fact that when they drafted Justin Fields, that was kind of like a breath of fresh air. Like everybody kind of took like a deep breath. Like, okay, well maybe this could be the start of something, of a positive future, because it's been such a headache with the coaches and quarterbacks. It's been a nightmare. I'm 51 years old. I've been watching the Bears since I can remember. Okay.
The only reason I want them to win or be successful is because of what's his name, Nagy, the coach. It seemed like he was trying to sabotage Fields, man. He never had a good fair shake. You know what I mean? Ever since he came in, it's like they removed the weapons. They weren't utilizing how it was.
He was not the majority of the fans' choice. He was not the choice to be brought in. Okay, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Eberflus came out of nowhere, okay, because fans wasn't around here clamoring for Matt Eberflus. I mean, come on now. So we gonna see. It's all about how they handle Justin Fields, and Chicago is the history is defense. So we gonna see. We're gonna see. But I want them to fly low under the radar for this upcoming season. I'm excited about the possibilities, just like anybody else. But what Justin got around him, and starting with DJ Moore. In that locker room, the way that it's transforming, the things that I'm reading about, and and some of the things that we're seeing from some of these young guys they just brought in, I'm excited about what they can do this year.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right.
Hey Dennis, hey man, I gotta wrap it up.
Hey, no problem. Hey,
I gotta wrap it up.
No problem.
My baby got to be up early in the morning, man. But y'all subscribe to the Regal Eagle. I'm loving this, man. I'm looking forward to getting back in next week. We got to make one of the topics. We got to touch on the free agency. It's a lot of good names left out there, and I think we should touch on that a little bit. And
we'll do.
These guys may wind up.
We'll do.
All right, hey, y'all be smooth, man.
All right, and for those who aren't out, hey, subscribe to the Midway Monster, man. Good dude. Matter of fact, let me put his
Midway Monster
brand information.
Put
his brand information up. Hold on a second. Let me see what we got here.
Yeah. I appreciate you. Y'all, fellas.
All right.
All right, now take it easy.
All right, Mitch. So we got 2 more topics. Between AJ Brown and DeVonta Smith, who will have the most 50 yards pass plays, and who will have the most receiving yards?
Only reason why this is it's a good question I really can't answer right now is because I don't know how he's affected by the accident.
Who?
So AJ Brown.
Oh, from yesterday, the bicycle accident.
Yeah, I don't know if he because how sometimes they'll try to hide something to us further. But I mean, if you go based off of what we know, I'm gonna say AJ Brown. Based off of what we know, but I don't know. Like they say he's hurt. It could have been a lot worse, and this and this. They're using a lot of words that ain't really saying. They're not coming out and saying, oh, he's good to go, there's no issues or something like that. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing I got.
They're like, oh, it isn't bad. It just it's minor. Minor means he in the hospital, but he's still limping.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I feel like it's the most. I feel like AJ Brown. I probably have 3 or 4, maybe 3 50-yard pass. Patterson played this over for the yards, like maybe three this season.
Mhm.
But as far as yards, I feel like Devontae Smith is gonna have more yards,
Yeah,
only because they're they're gonna throw to him more because AJ Brown's gonna be
covered.
covered more than Devontae Smith is. But then again, if didn't we pick up another receiver from somewhere?
We did. Hold on, what's his name? Dang, I should know this. But yeah, the
Was
answer
it
is yes.
Ram? Was it Rambo or was Rambo a defense player? Rambo, he's a wide receiver. Yeah, what? Yeah, we did pick up Rambo. Rambo's he's gonna be like a third stringer guy. He ain't playing no time soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I feel like AJ Brown's gonna have like three games where he gets a 50-yard bomb tossed to him, and
Hmm.
Devontae Smith's gonna have more yards though, all around yards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then will Jalen Hurts have more TDs last year with 35 total, 22 passing and 13 rushing? And what's your prediction? I feel like Jalen Hurts will have probably less rushing touchdowns and around about I would say he'll either tie or come very close to tying his passing. And I say that because of the weapons that he has now
Right,
in
right, right,
retrospect of last year. So he's
right.
not going to have to rush in as many times he did because you're going to have Swift in, you're going to have Penny in. So a lot of those rushing touchdowns he's going to have are going to be pulled from him one to preserve his body, two to preserve what I'm saying just him as a liability for rushing the ball. So I feel like those rushing touchdowns are be less. But the media and people like like those big guys like Skip and all them punk asses, they'll be out there talking about, oh yeah, well, Jalen Hurts, he doesn't have many rushes touchdown. And again, I'm not calling Skip a punk. I'm calling it. I don't like Skip because he likes Cowboys. Other than that, Skip was a good guy. So Skip Bayless, if you ever see this, bro, it's not you, it's them. But yeah, yeah, like I said, the people out there, they'll just be like, oh well, he didn't have this many rushing touchdowns this year. Yeah, he doesn't have to.
Right,
Why would he? He's got a better supporting cast when it comes
right,
to
right,
offense.
right. I think that they everything that you said, man. I go with, but they also he's getting paid now, so they have to secure their investment a little bit more. So you run a little
Hmm.
bit less once they get paid, even though he's a running quarterback. He runs a little bit less, and he's getting older, so those years, those hits, they add up over time. Running quarterbacks generally don't last as long in the NFL. So I think there'll be a combination of having more weapons, plus the protection of the investment that'll keep him from outside of the pocket as much. He's still gonna
Hmm.
do his thing because that's what he does naturally. He's always did, so you can't really stop him and change him in the off season from a to a pure passer. You can't do that, but I think that he'll be limited in his mobility. That won't be his
Right.
first option.
Right now, now as far as yards, I feel like he's gonna have a better year yardage wise than he had last year.
Yeah, I agree with that too because it's his passing completion percentages, is going up and stuff like that. So I think that that maturity that he has over another year, it'll help him, check down a little bit more,
Hmm.
make better plays, make better mature plays and stuff like that. So that's gonna, that and generally equates to becoming more of a passing quarterback as well. You know.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep. So I don't know, man. I feel like this season, I really want to see us the first 3 or 4 plays of preseason. Just see we got. You know what I'm saying? I'm really curious to see how they're gonna dial. I don't know how they're gonna dial this defensive scheme as far as rushing the quarterback and stuff like that. Like I'm so curious to see what Sean Desant has, or however you say his name, has planned for our defense, and I want to see our play calling and how that's going to affect Jalen's audibles, checkdowns, things like that. Because we he had yeah, you could tell when he was about to throw that thing deep. You could see it. You could see
Oh
it.
yeah.
The
Oh yeah.
how he dropping back. Okay,
Yeah.
this is gonna be old baby, old baby. Now, for those who don't know where I got that from, shout out to Lavelle Lee. What I'm saying on Facebook. Follow, like, subscribe to Green Stream. If you don't have the Sunday ticket or something like that, by all means, follow the Green Stream on Facebook. Lavelli, good guy, man. He streams every single Eagles game. So if you don't have the Sunday ticket, or if you're not in the area, by all means log into the Green Stream, and he'll get you right. But yeah, like I said, man. Other than that, I just feel like I feel like this is going to be another year for us, and I do honestly believe that this is the year that a team in the NFC East repeats as the NFC champions. This is the year it's going to happen. It's got to come to an end at some point, and right now it's going to come to an end this year. That's just me.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it.
Closing statements.
Nah, man. I just one of the things I want to see on the defense. I think they'll be good. I want to see what his name, Sean Desai, how he runs everything. But the biggest thing with that is to see, how he meshes with Patricia. Because I want to see how they, because they're two, Patricia, he's coming from a head coaching position. So a lot of times when they do that, they go from a head coach to a coordinating position. They kind of, got to be humbled a little bit, or especially when they're the number 2 man like he is. Like he's not, the guy down there. So I just want to see how that meshes, and then the defense come around there and plugging those, few additional weapons that we got from the draft, plugging them into the defensive scheme. Just seeing how everybody goes from there.
Right. All right. So again, man, if it's your first time watching it, follow, like, subscribe to the podcast, man. The Rico Eagle podcast. I'm gonna be coming up with shirts pretty soon. So Michi, I'm gonna need your shirt size and all that stuff, your hoodie size. That way, when it's cold out, I'm saying, they get all that stuff, man. Get some merch going. You know what I'm saying. But with that being said, man, hey, appreciate everybody for coming out. Thanks for subscribing to the YouTube channel. Hope to see you all again next week. And with that, man, we're just gonna say, well, holla at y'all. Peace with all the hair grease. All of it. All the hair grease. All right, man. We'll talk to you. Yeah.
Aqua Aura slows Sephora, speeding out of her speedo. Still Carlito with the Nino when I'm feeling Magneto. Controlling metal, mental bullets through your peephole. Dancing with damsels in Zanzibar. Got a handle on Hannibal, hit the Alps. COD revolver revolves in a vault. A voltage high sky dive with diamonds and dial out. Blessings filled with dandelions and daiquiris that dilute them. Arabian arrow unlocking, disconnect and conclude them. Ostrich around a clavicle, grabbing you gummy gators. The posture is paramount to the palace of hot creators. Who has the antidote for toted still on Santa Claus? We chanting anti-free, 6 vandals on evangelists. All like the candlesticks in Rumblefish, Los Angeles. Pull up with pugilists, compute they risk the scandalous. Fast car, freeway, engine revving relay. Bunny on my side playing DJ. First we pulling up, then pulling out. 400 horses up, and then we out. Black Jesus. Fast